Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all today? Bam! Hello! How is everyone? How are we all? Hello. Oh, goodness. Let me get this loaded up in the background. Tired. Yes, it is time for murder. Any advice for scaring trick-or-treaters? I've never been in the scare category. Well, you know what? You know what? That actually reminds me of a funny story. So I was one of those kids growing up where like I got really easily nervous. I had really bad anxiety, but didn't realize it until later in life, which looking back is amazing to me. But I'll never forget this one Halloween. I was probably around like 14 or 15 at the time, and by that point I had stopped celebrating Halloween because I was too cool for Halloween, I was like easily embarrassed or whatever. And I'll never forget this. I was still like lazily participating, so I think I was wearing like a skeleton outfit, but like I didn't have anything on my head or my face or anything, like just normal face, and then just like a super lazy outfit, like there was just nothing special to it. And so I this little girl came up to the door, and I was the one handing out candy because I just happened to be home. And I'll never forget, this little girl came up to the door and like rang the doorbell, and the dogs freaked out, whatever. But I opened the door to give her candy. Once again, not wearing anything on my head. And like I opened the door so I can give this girl some candy, and she takes one look at me, terrified. like bust down crying, terrified. And her parents are like maybe 15 feet behind her, back on the sidewalk so she could do it herself. I think she was just nervous or something. But I remember that was like easily the worst I had ever scared a child, to my knowledge, was just being my normal self. She did me dirty, chat. Looking back. Anyway. Okay, screen blocker's off. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things before we get into the stream, and then we can get going. So, first and foremost, if you have not seen already, the next Monstrous Arcanum episode is finished, and it's scheduled, it's uploaded and everything. It'll come out at noon Central Standard Time, which is 3 hours from now. So we will 100% wrap up the stream before then. Second of all, I will make a video that will come out tonight about my thoughts and general reaction to the unfortunate news. Obviously, I'll talk about it during the live stream, but a lot of people don't want to have to like sort through the live streams to find that kind of stuff. So I will put out a video talking about the Wood Elf Lord Pack being pushed back to December, which I know people mentioned that to me, I think yesterday, or maybe during the last live stream, which was 2 days ago, but it didn't register in my brain. Like, people told me, and then I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then I actually sat down and like looked at a calendar, and I was like, oh fuck, we're still in October, dude. I thought. At first I was like, oh, okay, it was delayed to next month. No, it was delayed many months. 2 months. Which it's like, oh my gosh. So, I'm going to make a video about that. But to TLDR it for the live stream, I was very disappointed when I first heard it. I will admit that while I understand that the pandemic has changed a lot of things for a lot of people, with the Warden and the Paunch having come out in, what, May? Needing... I'll say this. If they release this DLC and it comes out in amazing condition with no bugs, and they've like cleaned up everything, and it doesn't have any weird janky crap, and everything that has been added is pretty cool, and like all of the other races have received like nice little tidbits and updates, fine, totally cool with it. If they're just like, hey guys, it's not ready, which is basically what they're saying, but if they're, you know, hey guys, it's not ready, we just need more time, cool. I would rather them take as much time as they possibly need to ensure that we get a great product than not. Because as cool as Warden and the Paunch was, which it was a lot of fun, it was also a super buggy mess. Like it was all over the damn place. Like almost disgracefully so. And that's coming from someone that generally is a little more forgiving of things like bugs and stuff. But I mean, it was almost kind of ridiculous how buggy the Warden and the Paunch was. So my thing is that although my initial knee-jerk reaction was being pretty disappointed, and I will say I will say that I'm frankly a little shocked that they need even more time, considering how long it's been since the last DLC. At the end of the day, though, I'm cool with it. So that's my general like reaction overall, is that it's a bit disappointing, but you know, if this is what they need to do, then this is what they need to do. Yeah. I will say though, with them needing that many months for DLCs, I am getting a little worried about Game 3. Frankly, I am becoming greatly suspicious that we will probably... I think there is a reasonable chance that we will not see Total War Warhammer 3 until maybe 2022. I hope not, but like it's getting a little ridiculous, you know? I don't know what's going on over there. Like I don't know if they're doing what they did during Three Kingdoms, and maybe like they maybe divided their teams a little not greatly, but it's a bummer. But like I said, they gotta do what they gotta do. That being said, I will be the first. I will be the first to say, if we get to December, and they release this Wood Elf DLC, and it's like, it's bad, like it's not a good DLC, or it's buggy, or like it has any myriad of problems, ooh boy, like I will be the first. I will cast the first stone. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think if they were gonna rush it, they would have just popped it out by now. That being said, I hope we at least get a update. Like I don't need the DLC right now, frankly. Like I'm having a good time enjoying the game and just having a good time and playing and stuff. But I would love to know like who the Wood Elves are fighting. You know, I would love a confirmation of it's gonna be this race versus this race. That would be super cool. Or maybe like a really clever, not like a stupid obvious pun like they did for the free LC, Lord. But like if they did like a clever little thing of like, oh, so like here's a hint about what character is gonna be coming in this. Okay, let's go punch Settra. This is a fight long overdue. It's go time. I'm gonna start off at the Fleet Port of Terror. I kind of dislike that Xandri has a pyramid. Like, I get why it has a pyramid, but I kind of wish it had the Fleet Port of Terror. Maybe they could change this building to also be special. I don't know, that kind of feels like a lot for a minor settlement. Let's see. Give me more jars. We're almost maxed here, Archon the Black. And we've got a level 40 Tomb Prince. Hot damn. Prince Agatep. A god amongst men. What do I know about the Greek gods? Virtually nothing. I respect real world history, but it's not really my interest. When I was younger, I used to be significantly more into it and be like, oh, I want to like study history and all this stuff. But then, and I don't mean this to offend anyone in chat who this may or may not fit the description of, but the more I kind of started to get into it back then, the more I encountered very snobby historical people that just had like the most colossal sticks up their butt. Like I'll just flat out say it. There are a lot of people complain about like fantasy fans or fantasy nerds and all that stuff. Never compare to historical fans. Never even close to being a comparison. What's the height of the average dwarf? Hold on, I can actually answer that very easily. Where are you? The height of the average dwarf, Mr. White Guy, is... Let's see. Nope, that's not right. Here we go. Height. The average height for a dwarf is about 4'8". That's average. Though a lot of like the super badasses would be a little bit. Hey, Sage! How you doing, man? I've been meaning to send you another message, my dude. How you doing? Good to see you. Sin, thanks so much for the kind words, my dude. I appreciate it. I don't know why, but I've just kind of been on a jam lately of getting stuff out the door, which has been really, really nice. In centimeters? I don't know. I'm American, dude. Someone translate that. Okay, Dimitar says 142 centimeters. Thank you. Playing as Nagash's little doggo? Yes, it's the perfect way to celebrate Halloween, is gathering the books of Nagash to bring back the biggest spook of them all. I was thinking, originally I was thinking of doing a, like a Manfred campaign, but I ended up settling on Archon. Just because I hadn't played him in a while, and he was just kind of on my mind. Don't I already have pottery? Yes, I do. Okay. So let's go for growth. And then Archon is going to march on Kimry. Never mind. We're going to set an ambush for Settra? Yes, we are. Come here, Settra. Come and die, old man. Okay, let's get to work on... these are all pretty decent. Necropolis Knight, Screaming Skull Catapults. Okay, let's go for the 4th Dynasty. Yes, Sage, I am multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Because I don't want to... I don't want to split my audience, so I split my audience. If that makes any sense. Okay, let's put Thutep of the 3rd Dynasty here. And he's going to get all prepped for his big boy... his Kimrian War Sphinxes. Because that's what Thutep is all about. Let's see. We're going to go pretty construct heavy with him. I think. Who's the tallest dwarf in the lore? Oh, I don't know. I'd have to double check a bunch of stuff. I have no idea off the top of my head, to be frank. Oh, actually, can I buy another... Yes. Let's get a Necrotect for him. And in the meantime, let's grab him a Lich Priest. Since we're going construct heavy, I don't think we need Nehekhara. So let's go light. I almost never take light. So let's be different. Flawless Protection is a pretty good spell. So is Net. Don't think we're going to put any Tomb Princes in that army. I think we're just going to go Necrotect. Upgrade Vulture Mountain. This guy we're going to keep funneling troops into so that he can go spank those dudes. I guess I could ride out and squish one of these dudes, but I kind of want to... Here, let's just get closer. Let's do that. Come here, Settra. Oh my gosh. Okay, that guy is kind of legit. Do I know the show The 100? Nope, never heard of it. I don't watch a lot of TV though, so that shouldn't surprise you. I very, very rarely watch TV. Have I seen the updated rules for the Bone Grinder Giant, aka the Bone Grinder Gargant? Yes, I have. They look pretty good. They look very good, actually. Good Coffee Joey, thanks so much for subbing with Twitch Prime. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't want to fight this. I mean, it's an ambush, but I could just... I'm just gonna be lazy. We'll fight Settra, though. Ah, here he comes. Pfft. Settra's on a goofy... This is not lore-friendly. Shame on you, CA. Giving Tomb Kings and Tomb Princes skeletal horses. Shame on you. Would a dwarf ever mention the height of a smaller than usual dwarf? Probably not, unless it was for a practical reason. Dwarves are pretty sensitive about their height. Like, if you call a dwarf short and, like, try and mock them because of their height, they will hurt you. Like, it's not a... Like, if that dwarf has even, like, a modicum of self-respect, they will probably hurt you. Let's see. Can I mention all the Tomb King gods? Not off the top of my head. That actually would be one of the things that I would need to pull up the old records for. But I can name the important ones off the top of my head, which the really big important ones, you have Osirian, who's the god of the underworld, and he is the only Nehekharan god that is still active. Like, actively worshipped and maintains his power, yada yada yada. The rest of them have essentially died or vanished due to lack of worship, or because, like, all the important aspects of their culture have fallen through. Then you have Asaph, who I would say is probably the next most important. Asaph being the goddess of vengeance, beauty, and asps, and she is a very scary snake goddess. She is the main power behind Khalida, which is why Khalida has all the snake themes, and she also is, like, amazingly beautiful when she gets out of her casket for the first time every once in a while, and also has a very, very big vengeance motif. You also have, and that's also kind of the big god behind the Necropolis Knights. Then you have Geheb, who is the god of the earth. You have Petra. Petra was the god of the sun and was considered the most important of the Pantheon when the Tomb Kings were alive. Before the Tomb Kings became the Tomb Kings, when they were just the Nehekharans, Petra was by far the biggest, baddest one. But after Nagash killed them all, and they were then resurrected as an undead culture, when they came back as undead, Osirian was the big bad. He was the man in charge. Did Nagash consume all the Tomb King gods, or just the god of death? It's heavily implied that Nagash destroyed the Nehekharan gods. Like, he vaguely battled them and wiped them out. Because in the end times, we get some pretty interesting lore tidbits about him fighting Petra. Because Petra sent down basically, like, these angelic entities to fight him and kill him. Because the Nehekharan gods were just not a fan. And, you want to duel, Settra? I'll duel. Come on, let's go, bro. Come on, bro. I ain't afraid. I am way stronger than you right now. Because you have not been farming well, old man. Man, if there's one thing I would pay really good money for, I would really enjoy it if Creative Assembly would go back and, good grief, what was that? What did that to my... Oh, okay, it was a storm. I was like, what the... How about you stop shooting me in the back? Alright, well, I think I've proven I'm superior, so I'm just gonna fall back now. Run away! Frickin' Settra. Bastard. Any event, what I was saying is, I would honestly pay such good money for Creative Assembly to give us, like, updated animations on all Chariot Lords. Because right now, all the Chariots essentially use the same animation pool. Which really, with the exception of Grom the Paunch. Grom the Paunch has, like, super unique animations, which you can tell, and is awesome, because he actually, like, attacks around his, he attacks around his chariot, like, constantly. which I absolutely love and want to see more of. Archon's taking a bunch of damage? I don't know what you're talking about. He looks perfectly fine to me. But God, watching Chariot Lords fight is so lame right now. Unless it's Grom. Like, Grom has, like, super badass animations, but the rest of them are just lame. Yes, shoot the regenerating unit, by all means. I'm not in a rush. Especially since I have... Of course, these guys have longer range. I'm just gonna keep hitting Settra with garbage. Okay, the AI is super buggy on this map. I don't know why he's using his Tomb Swarms under his own troops, but you know what? I'm not gonna argue it. Alright, let's go. Let's get into it. What is that? Is summon? Yep. Where is Settra? There he is. Archers! Let's get rid of their archers, please. Gets off some healing, buff my own damage, and purple stun. Beautiful. Throw down a debuff. Tomb Prince, go kill Settra. Summon more Skellies. Spear Leech on Settra. Undertaker, no. I have not looked at it, and if I get around to it, it won't be for a while. Vortex spells are so brutal on these maps, yes. Though, I mean, there is not a insignificant chance that they can backfire pretty harshly. Let's pop a heal on our Ushapti here. Let's actually pull these guys back. They're taking a little bit of a beating. How is Settra still alive? Somebody please kill him. Okay, there we go. Settra is dead. Finally. Jesus. Alright, that'll send Settra back to his tomb in Nehekhara, or Kimmery. And then we just need to go over to his house and slap him across the face. Or break his casket. That way he cannot come back anymore. Any thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3? It looks like a ton of fun, but I'm not going to play it until it goes live. That's the kind of game that I'm not really... I don't want to just like play it over and over and over and over through early access. I've done a lot of early access stuff. And I try not to do it where I can. Because I want to be able to experience the game as it's meant to be experienced on the first time. Not the 80th time. You might be right on that, Book of Grudges. It's true. Is Marcus Wolfhart real, or you need to... No, Marcus Wolfhart's a well-established character. He's the Hunts Marshal of the Empire. Uh-huh. He is a very well-established character. Ooh, glittering scales. Okay, I can't get to Kimry this turn, but I can at least get close to it. See, how close can I get and still have movement left over? So let's maybe go 57% left. Damn it! God, I hate that so much. Okay, we'll just get super close. It's fine. Give me more ammo and range damage. Level 30 Necrotect. Blade Master. Oh, leveled up twice. Conqueror. And let's give him the Glittering Scales. Pigeon Plucker Pendant. Okay. Oh, yes. Give me that. Alright, and we got him a Necrotect. Scorpion, Tough, or Sphinx. Give me that Sphinx! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so many War Sphinxes. This is gonna be awesome. Let's increase mobility, and then give Restore. Okay, and let's get Herald of the Sphinx for him. And then I want the Herald of Joff on you. Maybe we can move that. Let's move the guys that we can off of Archon the Black onto our heroes instead. That way we can have maximum do stuff on old Archon here. Let's see, we actually ran out of slots. That's cool. Alright. See, that guy's probably going to take the Pools of Despair. Not a huge deal. The Coast of Araby is actually stabilized. That's kind of amazing. Vulture Mountain is stabilized. And we're building up our legions out here. Give me one more archer and more warriors, because we have to deal with this garbage. But the Black Tower of Archon will hold out against any invasions, I feel confident. Greasus Goldtooth versus the Karak Gates. Greasus would be able to get through them. It might take him a while, but he would be able to get through them eventually. Can the Empire wield the lore of Nehekhara and Gastromancy? Theoretically they could, but Gastromancy would almost be guaranteed to kill any wizard that tried to cast it unless they have at least an Ogre's Constitution. Because the problem with Gastromancy is whenever you cast the lore of the Great Maw, there is a very, very high chance that the Great Maw is basically going to devour a piece of you as part of that exchange. You really don't want to mess with Gastromancy unless you are a very fervent worshiper of the Great Maw and are okay with the idea of a big old hunk of you being bitten off. Because it does not mess around, my dude. Bye, Camry. The capital is ours! Alright. We now control the land of the dead. Any predictions on the reveals tomorrow? Well, we know we're gonna see a lot of AOS stuff tomorrow, and I'm sure probably some new Space Marine garbage. Just because they can't help themselves. But, I am very much hoping to see... I know we're gonna see stuff for Warcry, and, let's see, Warcry. And what's that other damn game called? Underworlds. So I'm kind of hoping we get to see some really cool Underworld, like maybe a new warband or two. I would love another reveal for the Lizardman warband or Seraphon warband. We've learned very, very little about them. So if they could give us another tease of that, I would be super duper happy. And then from there, I don't really know. I could see, like, if they wanted to make me really, really happy, I would not mind them revealing maybe another 2nd edition book coming out for AOS. So who do we have left? I think the Maggotkin of Nurgle, we're still waiting for a release. We're also still waiting on a release for the Daughters of Cain. So like any of those would be pretty exciting. Also, like, any hints about when they're going to be starting the Broken Realms campaign? I mean, that's probably what I'm the most excited for this year, is the Broken Realms campaign. I want it so bad. I just want it. I want it so bad. But knowing Games Workshop, they only announced it like 2 months ago, so it's probably not going to happen till next frickin' summer. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of Blood Bowl news coming out too. There is Blood Bowl news coming out about the new season. Ah, dang it. So I would love to get. I'm excited to see Blood Bowl stuff. I'm really hoping they're gonna give us some news about when we're gonna get more big guys. Because although they've released a ton of teams for Blood Bowl, there are very, very few big guy models. Like, we haven't seen a new Crocscore model. We haven't seen a new Minotaur model, I think. Like, we've gotten Trolls, and I think we've gotten Trolls and Ogres. But I think we're still waiting on, like, and I think we've gotten the Rat Ogre, too, I think. But, yeah, we're still missing a ton of other stuff. Hey, Lightin203, thanks so much for the tip. I appreciate it. Oh my god. This is way worse than... It's just all Way Watchers? Ah! That's terrifying. Okay. We will deal with that in a hot minute. Good god. Lightin, thanks very much for the tip. I appreciate it. Okay. Well then. Man, that's like way scarier than anything Settra was ever gonna throw at me. How would you like to fight an army of nothing but Way Watchers? Please, God, no. Okay. We need to stomp out this, like, resistance here. So I think we're gonna have Archon just flat out march to Xandri. This guy, we're waiting for this garbage to clear out, even though it should be a pretty one-sided massacre, to be honest. Oh yeah, you know what? We can get rid of this building and replace it with the public order one, so that we stop getting freaking rebellions every damn turn. Okay. You want Slashback? Dude, I'm so excited for... Oh, yeah, and we'll live stream that. Are y'all okay with that? Would y'all be cool with me live streaming the... Or would y'all be interested in watching the Games Workshop reveal live stream? Because I would love to do that. If anybody would be interested in watching. Watch my reaction. Eli Lopak, thanks so much for the tip, my dude. You want to be the first to say have a good stream? Oh, I'm sorry, dude, you're second. But thank you for the tip, I appreciate it. Lighten managed to slip in ahead of you there. You're the first one to do it in dollars, though. So, thank you. Dude, I'm so excited for lunch today, which I know is kind of a random thing to bring up, but I decided when I woke up today, I was like, I'm gonna get Tex-Mex for lunch today. I'm gonna go I'm gonna get it from my favorite joint. Okay, man, I need to take a look at my latency for YouTube because y'all are a good bit behind. What are they revealing? We know it's just a lot of Age of Sigmar stuff. And Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl and AOS. Gimme dat revered stonemasonry. And then... Man, imperishable is such a weird skill. Like, attrition is one of those things that, like, I wish it was a lot more punishing so that I felt more inclined to, like, care about, like, to give a crap about, like, selecting it as a skill and, like, oh, if a character can make me immune to attrition, that's such a big deal. But at the same time, you know it's one of those things where if Creative Assembly actually made it, like, detrimental to the player, that people would just hate it. Like, it would be... I think it would be so good for the game, and it would add a lot of nuance if dealing with attrition was actually scary. But I feel like people would just bitch and moan about it constantly if it was actually, like, an impactful mechanic, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, we need to build something here. I guess we could just do more cab. You know what? I want a Nehekhara cathedral. That's not a cathedral. A citadel. Cathedral. Get to church! Get to the dead boy church! Is there any explanation for the lore of death having effect on undead creatures? The lore of death is not necessarily... The lore of death usually does not kill you by, like, oh, you're immortal, so, like, I'm gonna speed up your time and make you die. It's usually very dramatic physical effects, or it like, attacks your soul or the very fabric of the animus holding you together. That's why even undead are easily destroyed by it. In fact, lore of death, next to lore of light, both of those lores, death and light, are the best way to deal with undead. They're very, very, very effective against it. Okay, so... I kind of want some more Tomb Guard in this army. We'll worry about it later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so we're going to have Archon march for El Calabad to deal with this BS Wood Elf army. And then we will... I have a third Lord available, don't I? Yes, I do. How much does it cost to hire one? 200? Okay. So we need to do that soon. So I think we're going to have Settra swoop down, deal with El Calabad, while picking up Bel Aliad on the way. And then we'll send King Rakash down to free up this situation. Any opinions on the 2nd edition Seraphon lore? I think it is vastly superior to 1st edition. 2nd edition brought back the Seraphon as an actual physical species, which I think is awesome. And it also established that they live in some of the cities, which means the Seraphon can just show up all the time. And people from the realms aren't just gonna, like, lose their shit or attack them. Like, you could have, like, a big battle of people attacking, like, Hammerhall, and there would be Seraphon fighting in the garrison, which I love. Like, I love the idea of you have all these, like... Oh, okay, he's just coming for us. I love the idea of having all, like, these dwarves and... or dwarden. Elves and humans, like, fighting desperately. And then, like, they know... They're like, open the gate! And they send out the Stegodons or the Carnosaurs. And there's, like, Saurus fighting on the walls side by side with Stormcast Eternals and Dwarden. Like, I love that. That's so cool. The only thing I did not like about Lizardmen in Warhammer Fantasy was that the Lizardmen never got to join in any of the fun. Like, the Lizardmen were always left out. And it was just because... Do you get more severe levels of it? What? Don't so tech, I'm hungry. Way Watchers versus Sisters of Avalorn? Way Watchers is way better. Way better. In the lore, still Way Watchers. Not even a contest. Way Watchers would snipe the shit out of Sisters of Avalon. But yeah, I adore Seraphon. I wish their tabletop rules were a little bit more fun. Seraphon, I'm not a huge fan of their tabletop rules. I feel they're not as enjoyable to play because it feels like you have to take Lord Croak or you're gimping yourself. Like it's not a good feeling. Like I don't enjoy being forced to do something by my army book. I'm totally cool. Like I really like playing underdog armies. Like armies where it's like, oh, like this is gonna be kind of hard. Like how am I gonna deal with this situation? And creating my own builds, which is why I like playing Night Haunts so much. Night Haunts are an army that can be really, really competitive, but in order to be truly competitive with them, you kind of basically have to come up with your own strategies and like outplay your opponent. Seraphon right now I'm not a huge fan of because to me it doesn't feel like I'm trying to outplay my opponent. It feels like I'm just taking Lord Croak with a bunch of abilities and characters that buff Lord Croak and allowing him to just like kaboom, 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 kaboom until everybody's dead. And it feels cheap. Now, granted, you could do what I'm doing when I play Seraphon and take a not optimal build, but then when you lose because you're trying to play competitive, you're like, ah, shit, I should have taken it more seriously, or I should have done this other thing. Because now I lost and I feel bad. Because, you know, I want to win. I don't, like, I'm someone that, like, I don't want to take what's meta. I want to take what I want to take. Which is why I never, like Turin, for instance, like, when Turin's gonna, like, play a game, Turin's the kind of guy that'll, like, go in and, like, macro, or, like, study all of the, like, the builds from, like, all the best tournaments and try and figure out, like, the best way to play an army based on, like, tournament results. I'm not about that life. I don't like that. Like, not throwing in, I'm not, like being like, oh, that's stupid. Like, it's just, that's, like, a really popular strategy for, like, people figuring out what army they want to play and what build they want to take. But I don't like that. So, like, I love the lore of the Seraphon, and their playstyle is okay. That being said, I have recently heard that there are some pretty awesome Seraphon builds that have been coming out from people kind of getting used to the army. Like, I've heard there's some really strong, like, all skink builds. My thing is I really want to make and run, like, a super powerful Kotal's Claw build. How do you feel about regular Ushabti? Are they... I mean, regular Ushabti I think are really, really strong. They're just... They're kind of a... They are a, like, Kroxigor tier unit. And so what I mean when I say that is the thing about Ushabti is that they are a unit that you cannot just... you can't just throw them at your enemy and expect to get value, because they're going to get mowed down. Because they only have 90 armor, which 90 armor sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Like, it's good armor, but it's not great armor, you know what I mean? So, what I would say for Ushabti is that you should treat them like Kroxigors. You should hold them in reserve, or like your back line, until the enemy is, whoa, that's a little interesting. Those, cold ones are, look at him go! Look at him go! Oh, they're coming back! Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's see if we can mow down some Way Watchers here. Sorry, that distracted me. Yeah, what was I talking about? I got completely distracted by that. What's the best model for Fantasy Dawi tabletop units? What? I don't understand the question. Hey, Nikos, what's up? Oh my gosh, I didn't do the hello cue today. Oh my gosh, I'm a horrible streamer. Hold on, after this battle, we're gonna go through chat and say hello to everyone. Because I haven't done that yet. I'm so sorry. I am literally just the worst. Let's get our Nehekhara horsemen out here. Start mowing down archers. Oh, you broke through the gate? Here's your reward. The regret. The regret. Yeah, this is gonna be a massacre. I don't care how powerful these nerds are. We got shades? Oops. Gosh, I wish I had, like, a more reliable way to slow people, but I don't. Okay, let's see if we can get behind them, and then we can have our constructs, like, come at them from the front. What are the best models for the Dawi? Belagar, dude. Belagar's fantasy model, which is still playable in Age of Sigmar, is just drop-dead gorgeous. Like, it is the ultimate dwarf model. I think Ironbreakers have held up really, really well. I would still really recommend their kit to fans of classic dwarves that are, like, getting into AOS. Who else? Iron Drakes, which are basically Ironbreakers, also have a really, really good kit. Get out of here, you big glummox. Thoughts on the December DLC release? I mean, it's disappointing, but I am more interested in Creative Assembly taking as much time as they need to give us a quality product than I am in them, like, rushing something out to meet an arbitrary deadline. But yeah, Ushabti are like Croc scores. They need support. Oh, that's right. I was talking about Ushabti. So the thing about Ushabti is you can't just throw them in by themselves and expect them to perform well. It's not going to happen. You need to, like, actively support them. With, like, good units, like infantry. If you run in Ushabti on top of, like, skeleton archers, or skeleton warriors, or Nehekhara warriors, then they will perform well for you. Anvils of Dooms are not that. Nah, dude, the Anvil of Doom, like, the Anvil of Doom was a bitchin' model from a rule point of view. But its model kit was super old. And I don't think it aged really well. I don't think it's that great looking of a kit. I wish it had gotten, like, a newer model, so we could have gotten it, like, beautified, so to speak. But I honestly do not think that it has held up well into, like, modern age. And I'm going to... Hold on a hot second. Hold on. I'm putting that in a secret folder so that I can send it send it to a CA friend and be like, hey, please fix your dinos. Well, Zeros, thank you for the follow, my dude. I wanted to have up my Twitch, like, what do you call it? Oh, there it is. It's just, like, super bugged. Okay, there it goes. It's like I wanted to have my, there's like a Twitch app you can have on your phone, or, sorry. Using the Twitch app on your phone, you can have, like, a stream manager that helps out with information, but mine is, like, super buggy for some reason today. Give in and do a 3D printer? Dude, I don't know. I've tried a 3D printed model. I actually have one. Here, let me go get it. I'll show you. I bought a Lizardman 3D printed model, but because I was going to use him as my battle standard bearer. I got this little dude. If y'all can see, there we go. So like, he's a pretty cool model, but he's 3D printed, so he's made out of resin. And gotta say, I was pretty disappointed with how small he turned out. Like, he's good sized, but he's not like character sized, and I really don't like the way resin feels. I just can't get over it. Like, I can't handle resin. The only model I have that's made out of resin that I like, I'm totally cool. Like, I just tolerate it because the model is so bitchin' that like I would rather put up with it being resin than just not having it. Is, well, I guess I should go get him too, shouldn't I? Come here, you little bastards. Get out of here. Okay, you're gonna go back. Oh god, we can dedicate him to a god. Okay, so this is our like super badass dude. Whose big thing is that he's good at fighting. Chat, what god do you think we should dedicate him to? This is King Rakash, so this is the guy who comes with like a ward save and has like nice stats. It was Rakash of the Second Dynasty. So this is what he's like good at. So which god do y'all want to dedicate him to? And we'll build an army around it. While I grab this other guy. Oh yeah, we gotta do our hello cue. Alright, so good morning to Zurzurnov 46, CJ Ubusta, The Heretic, Archmage Eldrin, Orc Boss, Great Book of Grudges, Christian Sukowicz, Grease's Gold Tooth OnlyFans, The Heretic, Maximalio Vasquez, Rickofiz 1, Christian Waybricht, Very Milky, Sebs Mad, Mateus Vink, Pere Kirda, Jotim Shipper, Zurzurnov, I may have already said that, Pere Serda, Mateus Vink, Served of the Great Horned Rat, Drunken Mystic Iron Lung, Glacial Raven, Corbin Govers, Deadpool James, Franny Boy, good to see you, Pessa, White, those were two separate people, White Guy, also a separate person, Sin Sinet, Dimitar Peeve, or Dimitar Peeve, one of those, Tommy Bravo, Darkness is also a weeb, D.A. Ponch, John Kennedy, Thomas Eck, Living Legend, Jordan Rutterham, hello, Noah Johnston, yeah, I honestly thought it'd be up by this point too, Jamonte, John Girug, Frozen Soul 990, Ollie T, Angel Tubry, Captain Nemo, Raw Cauliflower, Lighten 203, and Eli Lopak. Thanks again for the tips, my dude. Really appreciate it. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on. Glacial Raven, did I already say that? Daylon Evert, 66666 Doctor, Bishop of Cheddar, hello, hello. Rubber Duck of War. I think that's just about everyone. Incognito, hello. Odiomin, Iron Orange, EA Diaz. Don't worry, Twitch chat, I'm coming to you in just a second. EJ Mongrove. And that looks good. Over in Twitch chat. Solomonsky, thanks so much for continuing your tier 1 sub, my dude. 6 months. Based indeed. Thanks for the support, my dude. 6 months. Oh my gosh. But we've got Tommy Bravo, Eldrin the Archmage again, Sons of Athena, Undertaker, Garanath Grimwrath, I see you Raider. Hopefully CA is not being harassed. That would make me sad. Big Aggie 72, Jareth Core, the Sage, of course. Good morning. Good Coffee Joey, thanks again for the Twitch Book of Woe, Authority Problem, Shawoon, that guy in yellow, good to see you. Melmo. Are the ogres chaos influence like their gods? Not sure I understand that question, Melmo. Feel free to re-ask it. I know you asked that a bit ago. Jackal King. Hello, hello. Gaslight 88. Ataru 14. Julia 1020. Zeranus. Bishop of Cheddar also in Twitch chat. Solomonski, thanks again for the Twitch sub. Alright, we're caught up. Uchiha Madara, hello. Headbander, hello. Alright. Oh yeah. So this is the only resin model that I am willing to put up with right now. It's my Morngul. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's a big boy. Big old Morngul. I'm looking forward to painting him. I have not painted in I haven't played it since I finished my Black Coach, which was forever ago. But we will get back around to it at some point. Alright, so, I think for this guy, seeing as he's kind of like a badass that should be like fighting on the front line, why don't we go with Petra for him? That sounds good. And let's put him on a chariot. So we will work on getting him a themed army. That is patently false. You will not be doing it alone, because you are part of my faction, good sir. I don't know what fantasy you're thinking. Okay, let's get the Sorcerer Islands going. Let's fully upgrade Martech and the Eye of the Panther. I want that area just freaking done with. I'm tired of constantly having to mess with it. Listening to Sotek while demon slaying on Do is easy going. Doom. You're listening to me instead of that rocket. I don't even like metal that much, and I appreciate Doom's soundtrack. Do I like the Tomb Kings chanting every time they cast spells? Yes, I love that most of the races have like unique sound effects and stuff when they're casting. Is a Morngul still considered Night Haunt? Yes. The Morngul is a Night Haunt monster. Unfortunately, its rules are not very good right now, and it's pretty overpriced. It did get a cost reduction going in the most recent General's Handbook 2020, but I still think it's overpriced. It's like 240 points, and it does not perform well enough for 240 points. Because you can get a Black Coach for less than that, and the Black Coach is like way better. Alright, we've got max level Archon the Black. Oh, baby. What do we do with these last 2 points? I think I either want Sand Sweeper or the Dead Stand Sentinel. Let's do the Dead Stand Sentinel, because I do like ambushing. Alright, so Archon is, he's done. He's a big boy now. Yeah, let's do that. Dude, there's a couple of armies in Age of Sigmar that are definitely need new models in my opinion. Like as much as I really like their themes and their models, I was super disappointed that the Caradron Overlords and the Fire Slayers did not get new models. Like, that genuinely shocked me. Like, well, the Caradron Overlord's got a new character, but nothing else. And, Fire Slayer's got, like, a terrain piece, whoop-de-doo, which, granted, is very, very good for them. But I was super disappointed that both of them missed out on new units. I thought that was a massive bummer. Oh good, I can get another Tomb King. Let's get Wakaf. Yeah, I mean, Flesh Eater Courts have a decent amount of models, even though Games Workshop cheated to make a lot of their models, because they were like, okay, okay, so they're like, all right, we're gonna give them the Crypt Horrors, but then, since the Crypt Horrors share a kit with the Vargeist, what if we took a Crypt Horror's body and put it on a Vargeist head on it? Okay, that's a new unit. Then hear me out. What if we took a Vargeist body and put a Crypt Horror head on it? Okay, well, that's a new unit. It's like, oh, wow. Wow, really, really just pulling out all the stops there, Games Workshop. Who created the Sword of Cain? Vol, the Smith God. Though he did not do it willingly. Actually, Bjorn's Time Warp is like a super good spell for Tomb Kings, now that I think about it. Bjorn's Time Warp is like a beautiful spell if you have like a big horde. All that like beastly melee attack. Vampire counts need undead giants? I don't know about just like flat out undead giants. I'd like them to be a little more original than that. Okay, so if Rakash is going to be like chariots and jazz, where can we send him to recruit all that? Maybe the Black Tower of Archon? Get rid of this and put that here instead. Oh wait, no. I forgot that it's only it's like a regular tier building. We also could put our we also need some like regular undead boys. Okay, so let's send Archon to finish off that Book of Nagash Legion, because those guys are super annoying. Are you winning, son? Yes, I would say we are. We killed Settra. Granted, he'll be back sometime soon, but we spanked him pretty good. He felt that. And I'm sure when he gets back, he's going to be very upset. Okay, so we can sing Rakash to El Kalabad. Aren't vampire... Well, yeah, so vampire counts are definitely missing units. If you go watch the Monstrous Arcanum series that I've been running on the channel, one unit that I think they could get as like a monstrous unit would be Wicker Man. I think a Wicker Man would be a very, very cool undead unit for the vampire counts. They also have something called a Patchwork Man. But Patchwork Men, I think, could be essentially like a leadership-based unit that has like an encourage aura and helps restore undead around them. Which Patchwork Men are basically Frankensteins. So, God, every time I'm like, oh, okay, let me start upgrading the settlement, fucking somebody comes out of left field. But Patchwork Men are basically like large undead that are stitched together from a bunch of different people's corpses. And when they're stable, they can like ground other undead around them. But Abyssal Terrors are the mount we're missing. One of the mounts we're missing for the vampire counts. Sure. I'll probably betray you, Mr. Savage Orc, later on, but, you know, if you'd be willing to keep attacking Settra for me, I'd appreciate it. Okay, we're not going to deal with Settra just yet. We have to get rid of this stupid bastard. So I would say Patchworkman, Wickerman, Abyssal Terrors as a new mount. I also would not mind... there is another thing I want, but I don't want to say what it is yet because it's coming up for a Monstrous Arcanum episode, and I don't want to spoil it. It's like a pretty big spoiler, so I'm not going to say what it is, but there are things I could see. I'll make a video about it pretty soon. You simp for Tarex? Well, that's a reasonable thing, I think. I really dislike that campaign movement. Bonuses do not work if you are in March stance. Holy mother of shit. Prince of Sins, thank you very much. That was very generous of you for the 10 sub gift bomb. Damn, thank you, man. That's the first time anyone's ever done that that I can remember. That was very, very nice of you. Thank you. Goodness. Yeah. Enjoy the emotes, dudes. Wow. That was very, very kind. And also continuing his sub. 4 months in a row. Damn, Prince of Sins. Alright. Alright. Just making it rain over there in Twitch chat. Is it the Lore Master? No. It is not the Lore Master. I'll give you a hint. No, I'm not going to give you a hint. Never mind. No, I'm not giving you a hint. No hints. no hints. If I give you a hint, you'll figure it out. In the Monstrous Arcanum, is the Lore Master a Van Horseman type of character? I can't answer that without spoiling something. So, just hang in there. So the way the Monstrous Arcanum is divvied, I will tell you this. I'll tell you this about the Monstrous Arcanum. The end of week 2 is going to be focused on what happened to your character. So like the self-insert character for the listener. So the person that you're supposed to be, essentially, you will find out why he's there, he or she is there. And yeah, Gav, you got a gift sub. And you'll find out why you're there. Like, what happened to your character. By the end of week 2. And then week 3 is going to be dedicated to another storyline involving, like, the house you're in. And then week 4, which is the last week and not a full week, will be revealing what the Lore Master is and what the hell is going on in that house. Like, the final big reveal. So, hopefully that's enough to pique your interest. And I hope you're all looking forward to it. Oh no, he's gonna take Bel Aliad. That sucks. Okay, so we're not gonna build anything there just yet. I think we're gonna make this into our big province that just like pumps out troops, since we've got like a bunch of territory to do it, and I don't think I'm gonna get attacked from the ocean. Though we'll probably have a Tomb King on D, just to be safe. Josh CA is in Twitch chat. Oh my god, it's the man, the myth, the legend. Josh, how you doing, man? Ah, Settra, you're the worst. Josh, I found an amazing bug. I'll send it. I'll send it to someone after the stream. I found some amazing Cold One Nights. It was truly blessed. Top 3 hardest hitters in Warhammer Fantasy. The hardest hitters in Warhammer Fantasy. I would say Bone Grinder Giant, Dread Saurian, and probably like an Exalted Bloodthirster. Sotek, quick, talk about things you want in game. Nah, I'm not gonna do that to Josh. Trust me, if there was something that was just like eating at me, I would just slide into his DMs. But I'm not gonna do that just because he's here. What do I think is the best way to get an Age of Sigmar army if you want a Tomb King's feel? Play, if you want to play an army that feels like Tomb Kings and looks like Tomb King, well, kind of plays like Tomb Kings and kind of looks like Tomb Kings and is basically Tomb Kings, then you want to play Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Ossiarch Bone Reapers are basically just Tomb Kings, but updated so that they're not so Egyptian themed that they can be copyrighted. Because that was, if you want to know why Tomb Kings like got removed from Age of Sigmar, it's probably because they couldn't copyright Egyptian undead. That was a little bit too like broad of a sphere. And Games Workshop was like, yeah, that's not gonna hold up in court. we're gonna have to try a little harder than that. Because like the big boss of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers is this guy named is this big bad named Catacross. And Catacross is basically Settra. Catacross is Settra if Settra had been willing to work for Nagash. He's the closest thing you could get to Settra in Age of Sigmar. He's a very cool character, though. He has a really fun storyline. And there's a whole thing about the fact that he used to ride around on a chariot like Settra, and then he got killed because he was on a chariot, and he was like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. That's over with. Can I recommend any Warhammer 1 DLCs to buy? That depends. What do you like? So, okay, Nando's Bandit, I'll tell you this. Nando's Bandit, is that Nando's like the chicken place over in England, or is that something else? I'm just seeing if I scored a point here or not. The lore master is Helman Gorst. I would never do that to my image. My hatred for Helman Gorst spans eons. I would never, my self-insert character would never be Helman Gorst. Do I think Nagash misses Settra? No, not even a little bit. I imagine that Settra, or Nagash still has nightmares about Settra sometimes. But yeah, so the thing about when you're trying to think about what kind of DLC to get for Total War Warhammer 1 is that just play the game. All the DLCs are like in the game, regardless if you own them or not, and just kind of like keep an eye out for those armies and see if they pique your interest, like if their playstyle looks interesting or if you're really drawn to their creatures or monsters. I don't think there are any bad DLCs to get right now. The only DLCs that I would probably recommend holding off on, if you're like, oh man, I just want a recommendation, dude, just shut up and tell me what to buy. I would say that getting the Realm of the Wood Elves right now is probably a good idea, because their update is coming out, unfortunately, not till December, because it got pushed back. But hopefully, because it's being pushed back to December, it's going to be like God tier quality. And if you own the Realm of the Wood Elves DLC, you get a bunch of extra bonus stuff, like a free LC Lord and some other stuff. So Realm of the Wood Elves could be really good. I would not recommend Beastmen right now, until they get an update, which probably won't be till next spring or summer based on the way things are going. If there's like any particular lords that look fun, a lot of the lord packs are really good. Norska was great. Norska is a really good DLC to pick up, especially if you like monster hunting. The monster hunting mechanic is a ton of fun. I will say, unfortunately, the Norska DLC is a little punishing right now because there's some weird garbage going on with the AI where the AI is a little bit too aggressive towards Norskins with, like, everything. Like, the Dark Elves tend to attack you way more harshly than they should, which can make the campaign kind of a nightmare. But if you're not... as long as you don't try to conquer Norska, you just, like, get the bare minimum of what you need and then go raiding across the world, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, that's the other thing. Like, even the mods that... or even the DLCs that aren't in the best place right now, like the Beastmen, you can easily get mods for them that make them super duper fun to play. Is the lore master's Elspeth von Draken? Listen. Listen. If I was gonna gender bend the lore master, I would at least try to do a different voice than that. First of all. Second of all, my feelings on Elspeth von Draken are very well documented. Hans the Hermit? It is no, it is not. It is not Hans the Hermit. I'm gonna save up my money. I want to start getting big boy constructs. Yeah, Nando's like the chicken place. Ah, yeah, I got it. Yes. Points for Sotek. That's awesome. Nando's Bandit. Nando's is legit my favorite place in England. Creative Assembly has flown me out. I want to say I've been to Creative Assembly HQ like 3-4 times now. For various things. And I'm still like Josh. If Josh is in chat, I want him to hear this. I'm still really butthurt that, like, the last 2 times I've been to CA, we did not go to Nando's. Nando's has been promised to me every time, and we never go. They lie every time. I'm calling them out. Take me back to Nando's. Watch, I'm never going to get invited back now. We did end up in an odd half restaurant, half flat. Was that that Asian joint? That was pretty good, I thought. I think the last time I was there, the only place I was not really impressed with was the Japanese place. The Japanese cuisine was not very good. Ah, Kimmery is dead! Awesome. Mission accomplished for this stream. So that's good, at least. We have killed Settra the Imperishable. Settra is no more! CA exposed. I expect an op-ed in a review, like a hot review magazine tomorrow. CA doesn't take whining lore master to Nando's chicken. It's probably like Turin's fault, though. Or it's probably Dogbird's fault. It's probably Dogbird's fault we don't go to Nando's. We just end up at that damn pub all the time. Oh, we can get all the super units. Okay, so let's get the Venom Knights of Asaf. CA's over party. Oh man. I had a fun career while it lasted. Okay, so King Rakesh we're doing Chariots and Tomb Guard. Archon. I guess, yeah, let's replace the Sepulchral Stalkers in Archon's army with Snake Boys. I want Snake Boys. Alright, with Settra dead, we can actually be a little more leisurely with roaming around. How do they give constructs life? It depends on the construct. But Nehekhara and magic... So the thing about Nehekhara magic is that being a more religious, holy mother of shit. Okay. Okay. Man, y'all are having a day. CJ, you busted. Nagash just wants to be everybody's bone daddy and send Morthy to horny jail. I don't understand how everyone in Warhammer doesn't Archon's tier simp for the Skelly God. Alright, that message had a lot packaged in it. I'm gonna be honest. So, first of all, CJ Ubusta, thank you very, very much for the $150 tip, my dude. My goodness. I mean, you already support the channel very, very much. So that was very unnecessary, but very appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, that was... holy crap. Thank you. Anyway, speaking of your message, however, I talked to our emote artist, Vane, and I have made absolutely sure that in this next week we are going to get a bonk emote, because I think the bonk emote is the funniest damn emote on the face of the earth. So we're gonna get an emote of somebody hitting Morthy with either a bat or a rolled up newspaper. We haven't decided yet, but or like a staff or something. But Morthy is gonna be getting smacked by something as our bonk emote. So we will have the power to send people to horny jail, which is critical in this day and age. Is the who's the strongest necromancer in all of Warhammer? Nagash. Who's the strongest necromancer that's currently alive? Heinrich Himmler. Who is the strongest... Well, I'll leave it at that. But it's Nagash. By, like, a long shot. Undertaker, even if I had them... Which... Even if someone walked into my office, like, right now, if someone walked in here and was like, here's the money to buy a Dreadsorian, I would say, thank you, but no. Like, I will take your money, but I will not buy a Dreadsorian right now. Because I can't ever justify buying that model. At least not for a really long time. There are so many, like, unpainted models I have and, like, a bunch of other stuff. The only reason I would ever buy a Dreadsorian is because I've already, like, lined up for somebody else to paint it. And then I would proceed to let them do it while I minded my own business. And hopefully played on tabletop. Oh, didn't answer the construct question. Okay, so... Oh, Archmage, he's fine. If he wants to call Nagash a Yandere, that's fine. Who cares? So, generally, the way the constructs work in Nehekhara is that Nehekharans have a really, really fancy form of magic because they basically developed their Wind of Magic to be kind of this converging ground between the lore of death, the lore of light, and their own rituals and, like, religious ceremonies. And because of that, using the cult of the mortuary cult, who of course are like primarily the worshippers of Usirian, and they became like masters of understanding the art of the nature of the soul, they were able to basically develop the ability to guide people's souls. So they are essentially able to perform rituals that take certain individuals' souls and funnel them through a really, really nitpicky set of circumstances that allows them to animate a construct. For instance, sepulchral stalkers, whenever warriors, especially like basic warriors, but like Tomb Guard or Skeleton Warriors or any of those guys, whenever their remains basically become so insanely damaged that their soul can no longer reanimate their original body, like their bones, instead of just wasting them by like not doing anything with them, what they will do instead is good grief, that pyramid is expensive. They will basically put a significant amount of effort into crafting them a sepulchral stalker's body. And since they don't have a normal body to return to, their souls will be forever implanted into those stalkers, and they spend the rest of their eternity essentially guarding the borders of the various Nehekhara lands. Then you have things like Cimmerian war sphinxes. Basically, whenever a great noble hero of Nehekhara was struck down, some of them were not given like traditional burial rites, and instead their souls were basically placed into the remains of a Cimmerian war sphinx. That way they could continue to serve their lands and fight on the battlefields despite, being dead. But not all the constructs work that way. There's a lot of every single construct has its own unique set of rituals, but not all of them. For instance, Ushabti are animated by the will of the Nehekharan gods. They are not animated, if memory serves. They're not animated by the dead of Nehekhara. They are animated by divine forces, powered by really, really powerful prayers and rituals that allow them to do some crazy shenanigans. And nobody knows what operates the Necrosphinxes. The Tomb Kings are terrified of the Necrosphinxes because the Necrosphinxes, nobody knows what animates them. Like, the Mortuary Cult is terrified of those things because they just kind of showed up. And they have theories on what animates them, but they don't know. And they're too scared to, like, try and find out. Did you know there's a sea treasure thing that gives your whole army regen? Yep. Hero Titans? I don't remember how Hero Titans are animated. I'd have to look that up. I want my big boy pyramid. You should make a tier list of how fun you find each Lord's campaign. Well, I will be starting tier list episodes because I think they'll be fun. I'm going to be doing a honest but probably kind of goofy tier list this weekend that's going to be rating the most powerful wizards. I'm going to rate all the casting legendary lords in order of power level, and that should be fun. Hopefully it'll be fun. Maybe I'll put it out and people will think it's stupid, but I'm hoping it'll be good. Living legend, that's so rude. Okay. Let me look it up. Let's see. Tomb Kings. Yeah. The Hyro Titan. How are you animated, big boy? The Hyro Titans are animated. Inside of their chest is the mummified body of a high priest of the Mortuary Cult. So, basically, the most spiritual and powerful of the Lich High Priests would be honored by becoming a Hyro Titan. Whereas the lower ones, the ones that I guess were not as cool or not as spiritually focused, become Tomb Scorpions. Missed the Who Would Win series? We'll get back to it at some point. We'll get back to it at some point, don't you worry. Oh, yeah. This guy can have all the kitties. Yes! I will take 4. I will take 4 kitty cats in my army. Please and thank you. I feel like being that guy today. Okay, let's upgrade my boat. And then... Okay, so for this guy, we're going to go with a more traditional army, I think. So let's strip the Bone Giant. Let's strip the Shabti. Let's strip the Scorpions. So I want the Catapult. I want Chariots. I think I might be okay with Ghouls. I want more Tomb Guard. That's what I really want. We can make more Tomb Guard in the mountains. He says, as if he has the finances to afford that. Drunken Mystic, thanks so much for coming by. How am I earning 4K a turn right now? I have trade with Teclis. I had trade with Teclis. I don't know if he's still alive. Is Teclis, are you still alive? Yes. I have trade with Teclis, which is giving me 900. And then I have a lot of financial buildings. The most important one is Coffer. So the ports of Coffer are giving me 300. Then I get a little bit from all of the different settlement buildings I have. I get a little bit from my ports. And then I have a couple of gold structures. And I have a whole bunch of these things. If you build enough of these avenues of monuments, you will eventually start earning enough money to like have really good income. Plus, you know, your Tomb Kings, your troops literally cost nothing. But all of your buildings are hilariously expensive as the trade-off. If I could have a pet Carnosaur, would I take one? Probably not. Because Carnosaurs don't... the only way I would take a pet Carnosaur is if I literally, like, guaranteed had, like, the old one, Itzel bless me. That way I could, like, handle it and control it. Josh, thanks for coming by, my dude. Hope you have an excellent weekend, man. Is this SFO or Radius? Nope, this is just vanilla. I usually don't use a ton of mods. Okay, so let's march for the Black Pyramid. It is time. Time to go back to the place where Archon the Black originally died. Oh, these guys. I hate this army. It's so not lore friendly. Celestial Storm. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they put that in the game. Ooh, I could get Usirian's Legion. Kind of want to save up for the Storm Riders just to get... Actually, no, let's start getting, like, new equipment. Oh, we can get the Armor of Eternity? Ooh, don't mind if I do. Regenerating super armor. I like it. Yeah, I actually prefer that over the glittering scales. Please and thank you. Okay, Archon's getting pretty... Archon's starting to get pretty beefy. Which is A-okay with me. So we can give this armor to you. Yeah, that'll work for the moment. Okay, we're going to save up for that other pyramid. Is Teclis a more powerful caster than Nagash? No. Teclis at the absolute height of his power, like if he was going all out, would be able to rival Nagash, but he is certainly not more powerful than Nagash. Yeah, it's Dragon Ogres and Lizardmen is the Celestial Storm. It makes absolutely no sense. I will never forget I actually had a conversation with, I believe his name was Sam, but he was the director of Total War Warhammer 1. And I happened to have a conversation with him. And during the conversation, we actually talked about these guys. And I will never forget that we were talking, and I brought them up because I was like, why are these in the game? Like, or sorry, Total War Warhammer 2. Total War Warhammer 2. And I was like, why are these guys in the game? Like, they don't fit at all. Like, they're super unlore friendly. And he's like, oh, no, like, I can assure you that they're lore accurate. And I was like, bullshit. Absolute. But do not lie to my face. Do not lie to my face. Oh, man. I was like, I get that you've already put him in the game, so whatever. But don't fucking lie to me, dude. I'm right here. Not in this house. Who hates the Dragon Ogres more, the Lizardmen or the Ogres? Definitely the Ogres. The Ogres have much more of, like, a legit beef with them. I want another Tomb Prince in that army. Tomb Prince. Infantry Master. Oh! Well, that's kind of... that's a really cool trait. Man, I really like traits that, like, encourage you to build a character in a specific way. Like, this Tomb Prince is like, hey, if you keep me on foot, I'll give you a lot of cool buffs. Like, I think that's really awesome. I wish they would do that more often. Okay, this place only has one building left, and then we're done here. And he's just getting all the kitty cats. It's like when a Tomb King was a crazy old cat lady in life. It's much scarier in death. It just has a bunch of war sphinxes. I just imagine him having, like, a conversation with someone, or someone having a conversation about that Tomb King where they're like, oh yeah, he just had a thing for cats. And then you face him on the battlefield, and he just has, like, hundreds of war sphinxes, and you're like, what the like, that's what you meant? Jesus, dude. That's way scarier than the way you put it. But we want this guy to be really construct focused. But isn't there, like, a new Shabti guy? Yeah. So, Lamazash is going to be our Shabti boy. So, let's have Thutep be maybe War Sphinxes in, like, Cav will be his theme. That could work, right? What do the gods do? Skeleton Archers and Stalkers, Casket of Souls, Ushabti, Princes, and Tomb Guard. So, why don't we go for Archers and Stalkers? So maybe like a thin line of spears followed up by like a lot of archers and stalkers. That could be cool. Get all this garbage out of here. I'm not quite ready for that. Could do Hex Race, but... Grimme Sudworth, thanks so much for the kind words. I will say I have been having a lot of fun with the Monstrous Arcanum series. It's been, honestly, it's been kind of weird for me, the Monstrous Arcanum series, because for the longest time, and sometimes I still do, but for the longest time, I, like, really struggled some days, or, like, for weeks, months, to, like, sit down and write a script. And I've literally been busting out a script almost every day for, like, the past 2 or 3 weeks. How is Morthy related to Tyrion? Is she his aunt? I believe she would technically... No, she wouldn't be an aunt. She would be... Well, let's see. She was a Narian's second wife. So, for Moranion... Morelian? Moranion? I think it was Morelian. See, Morelian was... Tyrion's ancestor. I believe Morathi is his great to infinity step-grandmother. Yeah. Morathi is Tyrion and Teclis's like great to a stupid extent step-grandmother. Yeah. They're not related by blood. Come out and fight me, nerds. What's the map look like? Because I know there's a... I know for a fact that there is a... what do you call it? A map around here where it narrows to a single point, and I can't remember what that's called. Come and get me, jerk. Boo. How old is Morathi? Morathi's like a little over 10,000-ish. I'd have to double check. I think. If memory serves. Which it might not. Okay, so... Okay, so we've got Stalkers. And I can get one more here in like 2 turns. So I guess we'll take a Bone Giant. Like, might as well, right? If we're gonna go, like, really Archer heavy. And then we could just have... God, I want... Tomb Guard! I guess we could hide behind a line of skeleton spearmen for now. Or maybe Nehekhara warriors would be better. Like, a little more stable. I can't even afford that many of them. You... Come here. Go. Let me click on you, please. Okay. Go away. Go away. You are going to go kill the Celestial Storm. Which elves were still alive during the Great Catastrophe? The only elves that were alive then that are still around now, Malekith was around, though he was pretty young. Morathi was around. There was one other guy. I can't remember his name, but there's an Archmage of Hoeth who was around back then. Like one. Morathi's the ultimate stepmom. Oh gosh. Mr. Phoenix, thank you. Appreciate it. Would I rather fight a Slaanesh Demonette or a Shavara? What is a Shavara? Oh, here he comes. I still feel like I'm going to absolutely smash this, so we'll go ahead and fight it. This will be fun. Was Morathi ever a normal elf? Yeah. Yeah, Morathi was normal once. Now, whether Morathi, like, always had a crazy lust for power to the point that she was willing to consort with, like, heretical powers, or if she was twisted, and, like, corrupted by, Slaanesh when she was captured, during the early stages, middle stages of the war against the demons. I don't know. We don't. Weirdly enough, like that is probably like one of the biggest things that I would have loved to have seen covered in a book, was what exactly happened to Morathi, leading to her being captured by the only thing we know about Morathi really well is that she was a very powerful wizard who was very gifted at foresight, and she either because of her power or something along those lines, she basically attracted the notice of a demonic legion of Slaanesh that captured her. But they didn't kill her. They like took her prisoner, and then Anarion ended up saving her. And I wouldn't say he fell in love with her, but he fell in lust with her. Anarion and Morthy had a very complicated relationship, and also a very not healthy relationship. Anarion and Morthy are what you would say not goals. not goals. Come and get me, you dusty bastards. Corner camp. Besides Khalida, is there any other female Tomb Queens of relevance? Not any super famous ones, no. I mean, they existed, but didn't, like, pop up. What's the rupture point between Dark and High Elf? Was it the moment Malekith was refused as Phoenix King? The breaking point for the elves was when, that was rude. The breaking point for the elves was when, like, I would say when they, like, broke into Dark Elves and High Elves was when Malekith murdered the Phoenix King. When Malekith murdered the Phoenix King and tried to walk through the flames of Ashurin by force, murdering all the other princes, so that there was, like, no claimants to the throne but him, and then he got, like, the crap burned out of him because Ashurin was like, yeah, not on my watch, even though the end times retconned that into something completely stupid, which is I'm going to studiously ignore. I would say that was the point where there became a clear line between High Elves and Dark Elves, where High Elves were the people that were loyal to the Phoenix Throne and were not okay with Malekith just murdering his way into power. It's a lot of Tomb Kings. Is he coming? Or is he might just be getting into position still. Okay, yeah, there it goes. How powerful is Emmerich compared to the other Elven Legendary Lords? I mean, Emmerich is one of the strongest warriors in Ulthuan. I would say that Emmerich is the most powerful warrior in Ulthuan behind Tyrion. Tyrion's tip-top, Emmerich's just below that. And Emmerich is the most gifted dragon rider in Warhammer Fantasy that's alive. Are there any neat minor/lesser-known gods in Warhammer? Yeah, the halfling gods are kind of interesting. The gods of the gnomes, which a lot of people don't know there are gnomes, because that was a moderately recent update. But there are gnomes in Warhammer Fantasy, and they're kind of scary. But the gnome gods are very interesting. I won't get into it, like, right now, because we don't have a ton of time left, and I don't want to go, like, digging through all my books. But I'll have to do a video on the gnomes at some point. I would not at all be upset to see the gnomes make a cameo in Total War Warhammer as, like, a single wizard character or something. How do the Dark Elves maintain their numbers if they're constantly murdering themselves? That is one of the great mysteries of the universe. Kumakun. I would say that I think the authors of Games Workshop and Black Library do not think very hard about the ramifications of their stories. They just kind of do it, and they kind of throw out the numbers and the casualties they think sounds really cool, and then they just kind of move on with their day. They don't like have a big meeting at the Black Library HQ or Games Workshop HQ, and they're like, okay, how many High Elves and Dark Elves are fighting in this battle? What are, like, the economical ramifications of them losing, like, 1/10 of their population in a single battle? You know, and all that stuff. They're just like, yeah. What are my graphic settings on? I believe the highest. There you go. That should answer all your questions. I'll give you another, like, 10 seconds. You can always pause it. Come and get it while it's hot! And fire. Kind of like Warcraft War. Yeah, exactly. It's like Warcraft. Don't think about it. just be like, oh, that's cool and kind of epic, but don't think about it. If you think about it too much, your brain's gonna break. Because they didn't think about it, so you shouldn't either. I feel like using this to attack archers is kind of pointless. Tomb Prince, answer his challenge.
My way. Tremble before us. Not a
Throw out like a giant horde of skeletons. Go die for me. Charge. Oh, Ushapti. Fire. Fire, damn it, fire! Well, these Tomb Kings aren't going to be around much longer, I can tell you that. Kill them. Into them! Go forth and slay in my name. Something, 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 amen. That was rude. To me! You definitely summoned Ushapti here. Oh, they're there. Don't just stand there and get back to battle. Any weak Tomb Kings running around? No. Oh, God. Casket of Souls is so strong. At, like, really close range. It's just delightful. Just kind of keep peppering that area. Also, yeah, thanks, Archmage, for continuing to pump the Discord. If y'all have any interest in Warhammer Fantasy lore, or, like, being a part of our community, we have an awesome Discord that's pretty active these days. There's a lot going on. There's a MMO group for the MMO that I play on a pretty semi-regular basis, the Warhammer Fantasy MMO. I'm actually hoping to stream some of that later tonight. Maybe run some more Gunbad, which is a dungeon, but we have a really cool community for the Warhammer Fantasy MMO. We've got a good tabletop community. We've got people that just kind of hang out and play games and a bunch of other stuff. So if you'd like to be a part of that, feel free to join up. Just try and have a good time and, you know, hang out. Also, I heard the T-Rex roar. I will check my alerts as soon as we finish these fools. Chat, don't let me forget. Oh no! They killed one of my serpent boys. That was rude. It's because they've got freaking archers over there. Wait, I lied. Stop. Oh, there's more coming. There's a lot more coming. Okay, I need to start conserving my magic. I'm fighting like this is the end of the battle, and it is most certainly not. Stop, 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 stop firing. Conserve thy ammo. Let's mop up, dudes! We're definitely going to take a lot of losses here, but after this we will completely control the... Oh, no, there's Tomb Kings over here. You can get rid of them. Let's collect our snake boys. Hey, Hugh! How you doing, man? Good to see you. Okay, I believe this is the last of the Tomb Kings, though. Like, after this, it's just, like, their legions, which are much easier to deal with. Alright. Gather up my infantry! I require more magic. So I've got all the heals. Alright, no more Tomb Kings. Well, Tomb King Lords. Alright, and then we get Arcanum in the midst of our boys. Boom! Because the leadership ability for Tomb King's heals. We can also cast our cheapest spell, which is not that cheap, unfortunately, because I didn't upgrade it. But still, casting it activates our lore attribute, which, because we're Archon the Black, we have the Curse of Undeath, which is very, very good at healing. Good grief, that's a lot of Tomb Kings. Ooh, they've got a big boy. Okay, this is the end of their army, though. Characters! We ride! These just skeletons? Yeah, this will be it. Get spanked! That was a terrible charge. There we go. There we go. Back into them. Ah. Okay, I've got magic, so we might as well use some. If you cancel the cast, you get the healing anyway? Really? That's cheesy.
Not a servant. My orders. Settra shall pay. They shall perish.
Alright. Back to the army.
Arcanum the Black.
Anybody doing anything interesting for the weekend? Besides, of course, tuning into the live stream tomorrow to see what Games Workshop news we get. For those who want to watch that.
Ready.
Boop.
Power of Nagash.
Could you imagine if the Tomb Kings had that in multiplayer? The healing aura on their leadership ability? Good God, that would be nightmarish.
Moving Scion. Forward.
I'm gonna go love tap that Necrosphinx with some hits, I think. Staying at home. Playing Mechanicus. Nice, nice.
I agree. Onwards, minions.
Recovering from a cold. That's a bummer. I know a lot of people that have the cold right now. Like, it's definitely not like... Well, I mean, it's just that time of year. It's easy to get sick this time of year. So we gotta watch out for the...
Proceed.
Strafe! Strafe! Beautiful. Gonna get like 1,000 kills on him by the end of this.
I command Animus.
Hold the line!
Animus. Forward. Rise, my statues. Attack! For my master.
And heal.
Law of death.
Alright, let's tear him up.
Not a servant.
I've only got one Limber Mortis left, so I think I'll hang on to it for the moment. We've got more skellies, though. Let's hold our snake boys in reserve. Let's wait till they all get, like, super around us, and then we'll go from there. Helm of Discord. Wait! Wait, now! Necrosphinx! Kill the enemy Necrosphinx. Give me an Overcast Soul Blight on that big bitch. And a Liber Mortis for good measure. You! Fire! That Tomb Prince on there. Archers! Kill the War Sphinx! That's not a War Sphinx. That's a War Sphinx. Fire! I got a job for you. Okay, it's dead! Down it goes. Are y'all the... No, you're not the anti-Lartarian. Well, here we go. Not what I wanted, but we're going in anyway! Send in the casket! Archers into them. Okay, there he goes. Okay, they're breaking down. It's like, this is gonna... it's getting a little dicey. D&D? Prince of Sins, thank you again for the gift subs, my dude. That was a lovely surprise. You and CJ Busta just being all heroic over there. Also, Twitch chat. This is relevant to you, not YouTube. Sorry, but Twitch chat. I actually shifted all the emotes around because I only have so many emote slots. But I shifted the emotes around, so I put the the green skin emote, so that when we do raids, Now we can do a proper wah when going into other people's chats. So that's nice. Because raiding, I think, is the best part of Twitch culture. Who do I think is stronger, Casket of Souls or Queen Bess? Ah, Queen Bess. Yeah, Queen Bess is way... Queen Bess has a much more powerful artillery attack. However, I find that the Casket of Souls has better, like, mileage. Because it also gives you a ton of Winds of Magic. All Beether, you nerd. Boo, I say! Boo! Does anyone know if you need to play the other Baldur's Gate to understand the story? I have heard that you do not. I've heard that if you've played the other Baldur's Gate, there is there's some maybe cutesy characters or like story elements you can run into where you're like, oh shit, it's that person. Or like you may like find a reference to the older games, but you don't need to play it to understand what's going on. I mean, I haven't played the older games. So, when I go into Baldur's Gate 3, that's going to be like the first time I've been exposed to that universe. This thing is like a god tier garrison though, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. I think we're actually going to pull back and heal up. That way we can kind of fight this thing at max power. Ooh, yes, I would love a unit of Hex Race in my army, actually. Make me feel more like a true Archon force. That'll replace my Cav for the moment. What else did I lose? I think maybe I lost a new Shati unit? Could get a unit of ghouls, just for the poison. I do like poison. Have I ever played D&D? Yes! I'm actually in a D&D campaign right now. I am playing a Tomb of Annihilation campaign right now. Oh, okay. I'm playing a Tomb of Annihilation campaign right now. I have a, my character is a lizard folk vengeance paladin. And it has been a ton of fun. I think we're getting kind of close to the end because we're kind of at the point where we're level 5 now. And we've been level 5 for like a hot minute. And we're kind of at that point that, like, whenever we come across something, we just kind of like... it's been a ton of fun. It's my first D&D campaign that I've actually, like, been really good about seeing it through to the end. And I have been really, really enjoying it.
They need to prove themselves.
My character has... My character, my lizard folk, has a pretty hilarious reputation for, like, killing off bosses and, like, really big, scary bad guys with his bite attack. Like, almost every time. Sotek, no? No what? Gave me a heart attack. You just can't say no. No what? Joalalu, good to hear, my dude. I mean, not about the school thing, but about the joining the Discord thing. Does your character have a burning hatred for were-rats? I have not encountered any were-rats yet. To that I remember. Pretty sure I haven't. I have encountered... I think the thing my character hates the most are terrafolk. Terrafolk. Ugh. Ugh. Like, oh, they almost got me, dude. Like, I almost died so many times in, like, the big fight we had against the Terrafolk. Nightmarish. We went to the Firefinger and had, like, a crazy big battle against them, and it was, oh my god, it was the worst. It was just the worst.
Nehekhara rises from the sands.
It's like, I won! Like, we won, but one of our NPCs died in that fight. And it was an ugly, ugly fight. It was not pleasant at all. Oh, I can make a new enchanted item. Can I make any, like, super badass weapons? Ah, the Destroyer of Eternities. Only, like, the coolest weapon in Tomb King lore. See, I need obsidian. Oh, I don't need... I can get the scorpion armor. Okay, we're gonna save up for the scorpion armor. Scorpion armor is super cool. Okay, King Rakesh, I want you to do nothing, I guess. Go to El Caliban. King Thutep, you're doing okay. I need to get El Haik cleaned up. It's kind of a... not that impressive, is it? How might one port a Grail Knight into D&D as a quest boon? I, instead, would recommend playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, which I think is a better system. Yes, you can smite with your bite, which is hilarious. Biting someone with holy power is genuinely hysterical. Don't get me wrong, like, I really like D&D, and I think in D&D, it's much easier to find a group and a DM, because I think I could be a skilled DM, but I really prefer playing over DMing. Because I'm really bad at, like, organizing. I'm not an organized person, so for me, like, the whole process of having to deal with, like, organizing everything the players are doing and trying to, like, predict what they're gonna do and having... and which I usually don't. Usually what I do is I just try and keep... I try and create, like, a super open-ended narrative. But D&D, I think, has, like, a lot of really amazing supplements that make playing through it a much smoother experience. But I think the combat system in D&D is not the best. No offense to anyone that really likes it. I find the combat system and the magic system of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay much more engaging. The problem with me in D&D is D&D does not allow for counterplay, in my opinion. There's not, like, dodging and parrying and dispelling enemy wizards. Like, things just kind of happen, and then you hope you have, like, good defensive stats. I don't know if I'm describing this very well, but, like, the thing I really like about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition is that it's a lot better, in my opinion, at, like, allowing you to be offensively defensive, as opposed to just either being pure defense or pure offense. That being said, I would be lying if I said I have not had an absolute blast playing it. Oh yeah, I need to make the Elixir of Might. I've just been sitting on this. I still can't make it, can I? Nope. I need to go, like, blow up Sartosa. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, that hurt. That hurt really bad. Ah! It's okay, though. That means the garrison's gone. The Black Pyramid of Nagash is ours! Oh, and it's got the Vault of Nagash pre-built. Mwah! Beautiful. I love it. Oh. Whisper me sweet nothings. Okay, we don't need that public order nonsense. I kind of want more Sepulchral Stalkers. Can I get more Tomb Guard though? More Tomb Guard is my actual. It is my mission. It is my quest. Let's do banishment. Get you these cool guys. Oh, I don't want you having bow Shopti though, because you're not bow boy. You're kitty cat boy. Oh, you're good for necrosphinxes too. Good to know. Yeah, get rid of the bows. Those are gonna go on a different character. Could give him a Hyro Titan. Just go like construct god mode. Yeah, that'll work. Because we're gonna have like an all Ushapti army for Lamashiza. Okay, we almost have that pyramid. Man, where am I gonna get wine? Where the hell is wine? I'm like searching across the entire planet. Is Sartosa? I think Sartosa is literally the closest thing. So I guess we'll send Thutep to just go smash the crap out of Sartosa, so I can get some freaking booze. I need booze. Isn't Nagash the one who made the Tomb Kings in the first place? On accident, but yes. Do the Tomb Kings like Nagash? No, the Tomb Kings hate Nagash. And the vampires. Because they think of them as related to Nagash. Even though the vampires are also not terribly fond of Nagash. Really nobody likes Nagash. Nagash is such an arrogant bastard that most people in the Warhammer Fantasy world do not like him. The one exception basically being Archon the Black. Because Archon is too much of a teacher's pet to turn against his bone daddy. Alright, my entire army died, but totally worth. Now the only big Nagash structure left is Nagashazar, which is much easier to take, because usually nobody lives there. Usually it's an empty house. Okay, Gosh, we have a lot of good options. Okay, let's upgrade Al-Haik next. And we'll send him up there. You, King Rakash, are going to be in charge of spanking those annoying little, three. What else am I missing? Got enough archers. Oh, I lost my scorpion. Boo. I don't really want to, like, sit here for a billion turns, though. So we'll deal with that somewhere else. Okay, King Rakash, let's get you a casket. Gotta have a casket. Mandatory. What was Archon after Nagash died the first time? You mean, where was he? Archon the Black died in the Pyramid of Nagash. He basically held off, like, the legions of the Tomb Kings who were pursuing Nagash when he was finally defeated. They wanted him, like, really bad, after all the crap he had done. But Archon the Black held them off for a while until some random dude literally got lucky and killed him with a spear to the chest. But then Archon infamously, basically, like, as he was dying, loudly declared that anybody who touched his body would basically be cursed for all of time. And a spell burned the shit out of his body and left him as a black, charred skeleton, which is why he's called Archon the Black. One of the weirdest things they did in this game was Archon is a normal skeleton color, which I found really weird. I remember that was actually something that was, like, exceedingly complained about, when the DLC came out, but Creative Assembly, I think, just kind of ignored it until people stopped whining about it, and then they were like, oh, okay, we can just ignore it now. But, like, Archon the Black is specifically supposed to be a blackened skeleton because he, like, burned himself to death. Or, like, his body was consumed by flames. That's why, if you look at his End Times artwork, he's even, like, a charred skeleton in his artwork. But then Games Workshop released his model, and I believe his tabletop, like, his official tabletop artwork for Age of Sigmar and the End Times. His model has normal skeleton colors, but then but then his artwork, he's a blackened skeleton. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe they'll fix it in the Tomb Kings DLC like they did with Grimgor. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. I would not be upset if they did a Tomb Kings DLC and, like, in the midst of that, they were like, hey, we're going to take another whack at Archon the Black. Like, we're actually going to make him look the way he should, and we're also going to make it so that, like, his faction has a lot more undead available. I would be like, yeah, let's freaking do it. All right, we got the Scorpion armor. Nice. We got one of the legendary pieces. The Scorpion God. It's very tanky. So let's put that on Archon. I don't think he needs regen. He gets a ton of healing already. So yeah, that's good. And then you need one more turn. What time is it? Okay. We're gonna wrap up here pretty soon because I want to send Twitch on a raid, and I also want to get YouTube bros ready for the video that comes out in about 30 minutes. Can I show you the artwork? Probably. Hold on. Archon the Black. Here it is. Then I want to main screen. Oh god. See? He's all charred up. Which, I mean, maybe this is not supposed to be charred up. It's just like the way the artist drew it. It's kind of shadowy. But, I don't know. I don't know. It's not a huge deal, to be honest. Like, it's not a huge deal. It's like, I can't bring myself to care about it, to be honest. There are many things in Total War I can bring myself to be very, very passionate about. Archon the Black being an actual burned skeleton is not one of them. I think he honestly looks fine the way he is. It would be cool to see him be like maybe a little, just he does. I don't even think he needs to be like black, like a black skeleton, but like maybe they could at least like give him like a charred appearance. Just scuff him up a little bit, you know? Make him look not so clean. I don't know, there's just kind of a major motif of his. Okay, I definitely want Tomb Scorpions in this army, though. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'd rather just go for Necropolis Knights. Sorry, Necropolis Knights. I'm sure there's someone in chat that's like, ah! Every time I've been saying that. What skill tree did I go down? All of the above. I use double skill points for Lords only as a mod, which you can find down in the description, either on Twitch or YouTube. And I think it is a must-have mod. I love it. Because I want my lords to be super powerful. But it works with the AI as well, so be warned. If you use it, it will juice up the AI. Like, the AI is much scarier than they normally are because they actually have decent characters to work with. They whitewashed Archon? Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit. Could Grumlock and Gazbag from Return of Reckoning defeat Grimgor? The two of them together? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the Chaos Lords become, like, super spooky. Alright, we got the 4th Dynasty Proclamation. Let's get Pride and Service. Get those sweet, sweet character buffs. And now we're going to war with these pesky little humans. Because I'm going to farm them for money. You're my infantry boy, right? Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, God, it's so expensive. Oh, putting those buildings in the mountains was a horrible mistake. It'll pay off eventually, but right now it sucks. The regret. The regret. So are y'all excited for the next episode of the Monstrous Arcanum? Are you excited for the Dreadmaw? It is a nasty-ass monster. I will say. It is not it is not a nice creature. How do you deal with Skaven? Look at this BS. This stupid ass balance of power. Okay, he's got a bunch of artillery. If only I had some kind of thing in my army that could ride fairly quickly, you know, just absolutely destroy artillery. If only.
Arise, my legions. Rise.
Fine, I'll do it myself. I've never played a real-time strategy game, but right now I'm going to toss up between Total War Warhammer 2 and Age of Empires 2 as a beginner. Do you know which one is beginner-friendly and how to play? Please help. So, Rikumi, I'm going to be honest with you. I have never played Age of Empires 2. That game is outside of my realm of interest. Also, Relazumo, thanks so much for continuing your Twitch Prime sub, dude. Feels good, man, indeed. So, Rikumi, I will say, Total War Warhammer 2 is very beginner-friendly. I actually think that the Total War series is probably one of the most beginner-friendly RTSs out there. A lot of RTSs like StarCraft or even Warcraft, and a lot of like the Age of Mythology or Age of Empire games and all this stuff are very, very what's called micro-intensive, which means that you have a lot of units, like a lot of little guys, and you have to control every single guy separately. And a lot of those games are very old, so they don't have a lot of the modern amenities, like being able to put units in control groups, or being able to move units in control groups in like an organized fashion. Total War is very, very friendly for players that are trying to learn the RTS genre for the first time, and I think you will find it a comfortable place to begin. But there's going to be a learning curve no matter what you do. And ultimately, you should pick the one that just looks like the most fun. I mean, that's ultimately what's going to dictate your experience, is what has the most fun. So I would say go Warhammer 2. But I'm also biased, and I am heavily biased, and I have never played the other game. So, you know, put that in your calculations. Forward! Oh, except the catapult! Catapult fire! Freaking hellblasters. Balthazar Geld isn't here to save you. Not from me. Where is he shooting? Shut him down! Alright, here we go. I'm gonna just a big old charge. Oh no! He charged me! If only I could, like, give all my guys crazy anti-large and just watch them, like, absolutely obliterate this unit of demigryphs or something. Dude, get absolutely slapped, demigryphs. Welcome to the Punisher. I want poison on that. Oh yeah, this is my Tomb Prince. The guy on horseback? Yeah, he is. Have some anti-large. Chariots! Go, 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 go. I got this. Got this Empire Captain noob. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Chariots to me! Oh, not the casket! Oh, God. Oh, thank God! Help me! Kill them! Kill them! They're not gonna save it. Damn it. Ah, the rudeness. Oh, they're gonna get butchered. Somebody kill him! Thank you, God. Let's skedaddle. Where's that other group of chariots? Oh, they're dead. Okay, well. Answers that question. Alright, this battle ended up being a little bit more of a scuff than I had hoped, but it's okay. We're still gonna come out on top. Ooh, nice shot from the catapults there. Just perfectly taking out that unit. Let's do this.
My will be done. Destroy.
Charge.
worships me.
The hell's going on over here? Ghouls, get anti-large. Kill them. Please and thank you.
Sepulchral majesty.
How goes the search for the books of Nagash? We have 2 of them. A lot of them are scattered really, really far away, but we will get them eventually. Alright, good grief. They really made me work for that, I'll say that much.
For Nehekhara.
How much is it for... Oh my god, that's such an expensive spell. Alright guys, well I think that's going to go ahead and be the end of today's stream. Because we have to... go get set up for the YouTube video that's coming out in about 20 minutes. But for anyone that wants to watch it later, or at the very least anyone that wants to participate in a raid, I'll send you guys on Twitch over somewhere. We've got a good crowd, and I really enjoy being able to like pop up in somebody's chat and make their day. So yeah. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It was a lovely day of streaming. We got a good amount done. We killed Settra. Settra is totally dead. We killed him with Archon and wiped out his faction, so he is no longer a pain in our butt. We also took the Black Pyramid of Nagash, which is awesome. So we have secured a pretty substantial portion of the Southlands. So next episode, we will focus on taking the rest of Nehekhara and kind of slowly but surely turning our attention towards old Khalida. But, yeah, hopefully everyone had a good time. We'll go ahead and just take care of these last couple little things here. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll get everybody shipped off to where they gotta go. So, again, thank you all so much for coming by. I will put out a, like, hey, show up tomorrow, but tomorrow morning I am going to be live streaming my reaction to the Games Workshop reveals, because apparently there's going to be some AOS and Blood Bowl, and who knows, maybe even some Warhammer Old World, if we're super lucky, tomorrow. So that'll be a lot of fun, and we'll do that. Real quick before I do anything else, I want to... oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Bran Muffin Rex. Thank you very much for the tip, my dude. $5 tip. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Thanks for streaming today. So far, I'm off to a great start. I will say. Thanks again to CJ Ubusta and Prince of Sins for their very generous, the generous gift subs and the tip as well earlier today. But in any event, real quick, let's see. Who is live on Twitch? Anybody that... Ah, you know who's live on Twitch? Anticity. Anticity is live on Twitch. So let me tell you about Anticity before I ship you guys off. Anticity is has taken so much of my money. He's taken so much from me. Anticity is is like just an amazing player at both single player and multiplayer, which is pretty rare. Most people kind of suck at one or the other. But he has participated in every single one of the community challenge that I have hosted. And because he has participated in all these community challenges, he keeps winning them. We keep doing speed runs, and he keeps winning. So he keeps taking all my money. Mine and Legend of Total War's money. But he's a super great guy. I think that there's a good chance that he will may end up participating and maybe even winning an Ever Chosen one day. He's certainly got the skills for it. He just needs to keep practicing. And he's pretty good at casting while playing. He's kind of got that Turin energy where he's able to talk and play at the same time, which I don't know how he does it. So I'm going to send y'all over to him. I would love for y'all to hang out in his chat for a hot bit. Give him a follow. He's playing, it looks like, in a tournament right now. So be sure to... let's get a wah going. Come on, let's get jazzed up. Let's get jazzed up, Twitch chat. So we're going to... So here, I'll give y'all something you can just copy-paste. So here, y'all can just copy... That looks good. So feel free to copy that message, and I'm gonna send y'all over there. Have a great time. YouTube, I don't have anywhere to send y'all. Or, well, the video's about to go live, so I'll see y'all in the video. If y'all want to watch that. Raid Anticity. There we go. Alright, Twitch guys, please go on that raid. Give Anticity my, my hellos, my love, whatever. And, unleash the wah. And all of y'all on YouTube, I will see y'all pretty soon over at the video. One of the mods, if one of the mods would post the video link in chat, I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.